The door cracked open just enough for Kelly's eyes to slice through the gap. Cold, flat, like I was some door-to-door salesman hawking expired dreams. "Don't make a scene," she hissed, voice dripping with that fake sweet venom she saves for people she thinks are beneath her. Boom! Every ounce of hype I'd been nursing for this Christmas Eve blew up in my face. Poof! Gone. I'm Maya, by the way, the chick who busted her ass overtime, skipped vacays, and clawed every damn raise to buy this lakeside villa with my own name on the deed. And right now, I'm locked out of my own crib on the one night I plan to flex a little. Lake wind slapped me like a pissed-off ex. Metallic and raw, I stepped off the gravel crunch line, boots crunching, and the pier lights haloed the cottage I'd poured blood, sweat, and credit scores into. Inside, warm laughter spilled out. My half-sisters, my stepmom, my dad, and that fiancé who only eyeballs me when he needs a grill assembled or a bill ghosted. I twisted the handle. Chain stopped it cold. Smart lock chirped like it knew me, but nah, the chain had the final say. Through the sliver, I caught twinkling tree lights, gold ribbon smears, and my own reflection, red scarf, wind-chapped cheeks, and the brutal truth I'd been dodging. They rolled in early, used the guest code I set up, planned this ambush like pro. I backed up, snow hissing under my Timberlands, and fingered the tiny pine cone in my pocket. Mom's last ornament, the one thing nobody could snatch, thumb-worn smooth from years of clutching it for guts. Tonight it felt heavier, like a pebble about to skip across the frozen lake and sink ships. Brooke's voice floated out, sugar-coated boss mode. "You know how it is." Yeah, I knew. The chick who foots the bill swallows her pride with the entree. I pictured the catering trays I ordered. Wagyu from the butcher who knows my name. Cake from the pastry chef who slipped a note. "You deserve a soft holiday, queen." Fresh garlands soaking in the mudroom, all handled, lit, arranged by strangers who'd never get a thank you. HOA gates scanned my plate at the entrance. I scheduled my own arrival late. Organized AF. Someone punched in that code on purpose. This wasn't an oops. They ghosted me in my own spot. I sucked in slow, steady air and let the quiet part of me talk. Families call this peace, when they don't want to stare at the price tag. One person chokes down the screams till her throat forgets how to yell. They label her dramatic when she clocks the bill, the shade, the cut. Normal to ignore the pillar holding the house up. That's the trap. Cruelty hides behind hush. I mastered hush, brought my own chair to tables that pretended I was invisible. Shrinked in all the right spots for the insta-perfect pick. Tonight, that training felt like a choke collar. Taylor's laugh crackled like crinkled wrapping paper. Dad's voice answered, low and practiced. The melody screaming, "Real families inside, y'all." I touched the pine cone again. Anger hit clean, glowing. Didn't shake me, cleared me. Thought about the shopping list on my phone. Wagyu, cake, garlands already inside because someone used my code, hands that weren't mine, arranging my stuff, deciding where I fit. Outside, wind needled my sleeves, breath ribboned fast, stepped close and spoke through the door, knowing they'd ghost. "I'm the owner, let me in." Silence. Then clatter, applause, a toast. "To what? Exactly?" Locke stared back. Old urge to explain collapsed like a cheap tent in a blizzard. Didn't need to beg tonight. Didn't need to audition as the daughter who takes up less space than her keys. Phone out, thumb hovered over comfort contacts. Not yet. Spine first, pine cone warmed. Remembered age 12, sewing names on stockings while stepmom memorized the guest list. Mine hung last, lower, like a footnote. Told myself it was fine. Wasn't. Became a rule. If I'm useful, well, they'll pull me closer. Usefulness ain't love. It's a leash, snow hissed on the lake. Pier light winked, steadied. I matched it. Voice locked in. "Open the door!" Deadbolt clicked on their side, not opening. Underlining the know something in me clicked too, a switch I'd been groping for blind. Stepped back, shoulders down, heart even, not begging, not proving I deserve what I hustled for. Here to remember silence ain't peace if it costs dignity. Slid the pine cone back in my pocket, lifted my phone and chose my voice over their photoshopped fam pic. Snow slid sideways, white static on the windshield. I sat in my whip, engine purring low, heater losing the fight. Pier light cutting the dark like a shaky candle. Faint music hummed from my cottage. Phone against my knee, steadying before I dialed. Voice didn't wobble when dispatch picked up. I'm the owner of the property on Cedar Bend. People inside entered without permission. Each word rehearsed for years. Guess I had. Dispatcher calm. Proof of ownership? Yup, all on my phone. Digital deed, HOA reg, payments, entry log. Guess punched in before my scheduled time. Roger that. Stay in your vehicle. Officers en route. Line dead heater ticked. Pier light blinked once, twice, held. Reflection in the window looked serene. Not mad, not scared. Just done. Blue lights wove down the driveway, ghosts in the snow. I stepped out. Boots sinking. Cops greeted, checked ID, scanned docs. One nodded, the other radioed. Verified! You're the owner, Ms. Carter. Let's roll! Watch them hit the door, firm, pro-gravity snapping back to a world tilted too long. Knock. Police! Open up. Music died. Pictured it. Tiffany's frozen grin, Brooke's saucer eyes. Dad's diplomacy loading door creaked an inch, chain tight. Ryan's face drained seeing the uniforms. Official eviction, officer said. Zero drama. 5 minutes to grab your shit and bounce refuse. Cuffs. 5 minutes flipped the script. Glowy laughter house went graveyard quiet. Tiffany popped up, half-dressed for the groom. Officers, misunderstanding. This is family. Senior cop shut it down. Ownership confirmed. Trespassing, not domestic. Brooke wavered. You'll regret this, Maya. Didn't answer. Words melted in the snow. Inside, chairs scraped, drawers slammed. Roast scent I bought drifted out, grieving its purpose. They hustled, stripped of the act, faces pale. Dad tried. It's Christmas. Can't we talk? Even he knew the rules weren't his tonight. I stood porch side as they filed out. Tiffany coatless, perfect hair whipping. Brooke clutching her dead battery phone. Ryan eye-dodging. Taylor fake crying like tears undo evidence. No words to me. Ghosts through the flurry, footprints filling fast. Cops watched taillights vanish, then... You're good, ma'am. Door's yours. Thanked them quiet. Words felt foreign. Thank you for enforcing what was already mine. They peeled out, wind against eaves, only sound left. Pier light burned steady, no shake. Hands weren't shaking either. Inside, half-packed chaos, half-eaten apps, abandoned coats, cracked glass on the counter. Fire still popping, orange glow on the floor, everything they tried stealing. Space, joy, peace. Waited untouched. Silence wasn't punishment, it was ownership. Deep in that hush, I knew this wasn't the end. It was the jump-off. Colder, cleaner, mine. First move post-eviction, stood stock still. No tunes, no voices. Just fire hiss and pine crackle. Hung my coat, stared at the living room I built solo. Every candle, ribbon, garland, exactly as planned, felt like someone else's crib, though. Pulled Mom's pine cone, hung it hearth close. Caught the light. Warm. Alive. Mom's light, I whispered. Just us again. Breathed long. Ache behind my ribs didn't scream. Hummed like cooling metal. Wasn't numb. It was power. All my life, folks mistook quiet for weak. Silence can be armor. Survive the cuts long enough, you learn where to place them back. Invisible chain snaps when you stop pretending. Walked to the sofa to clean. Bam, black rectangle wedged in cushions. Tiffany's phone, unlocked, warm. Stared. Reflection hovered like a ghost deciding to haunt. Opened messages. Group chat. Brooke, Taylor, use Maya's code before she rolls up. She'll bankroll everything as usual. Laughing emojis galore. Tiffany again. Real fam first. She gets leftovers. Stomach didn't drop. Steadied, scrolled, week-old thread. Tiffany bragging to her bougie club about the charity venue she registered. My villa. Collecting donations under my name. Calling me her sweet stepdaughter who insists on paying. Screenshots, timestamps, metadata, forwarded to my email. Digital vault stronger than their lies. Stepped porch side, snow drifting over the frozen lake wind carried fading sirens. Wasn't waiting for rescue. I was plotting. Dialed the squad who never needed proof. PE answered, Maya, you good? Fine, but need you at Daniel, Justin, Alyssa laptops, scanner, camera. Explain when y'all get here. On our way. Call ended. Pine cone glowed above the fire, small but steady, like the pier light unbothered by the storm. Wasn't angry, wasn't broken, awake. That terrified the folks who banked on my silence forever. Headlights climbed the drive under an hour, door opened, warmth rushed in Paige in scrubs, Daniel with a laptop bag, Justin camera ready, Alyssa juggling gas station coffees. No questions, just presence. Paige hugged first. You look calm, that's scary. I am calm, that's the scary part. Daniel lawyer mode. Show me. Handed Tiffany's phone. Left it behind. Group chat, week of plans. Plus she turned my spot into her charity flex. Alyssa whistled. Long game grifter, Daniel. Then we play smart. Exported chats, preserved hashes was metadata. Justin shot the cottage. Receipts. Untouched trays, Alyssa stacked invoices, catering, decor, cleaning deposit, rekeying. I scheduled that afternoon. Paige spreadsheeted till the total glared. $8,260 sat beside Daniel. He crafted sharper than rage. Documentation. Your weapon. Facts. Drafted letter. Calm, precise. Formal claim for $8,260, evidence attached. 7 days or escalation to HOA and club ethics. Add something personal. I typed, you may not use my property, address, or name ever again. Daniel smiled faint. Simple lethal. Paige. This revenge? Shook my head. Revenge is chaos. This is structure. Justice ain't loud. Writes letters, keeps receipts, copies, walks into blizzards with binders, not bats. That's me now. Quiet ending the noise. Order in the mess. Signed, sealed, certified label slapped. They'll get it tomorrow. 7 days to figure out who they are without your hush cushion. Outside, snow softened to dust. Lake glowed silver. Paige touched my arm. Now what? Pier light steady through the window. Sleep in my own house. No door checks. First time in years. That felt like power. That night, bed listened to wind against glass. Not intruder. Witness. Every creak belonged to me. Tomorrow, the letter flew. Tonight, peace stayed put. 7 days slid like water over ice. Slow top, relentless under. 8th morning, phone buzzed. Dad's voicemail, voice tiny. Maya, please talk. The letter. Tiffany's beside herself. This can't end us. Didn't call back. Rang Daniel instead. Afternoon. His firm, glass table reflecting faces that used to define mine. Jeffrey hunched, eyes red-rimmed. Tiffany, winter white lipstick perfect, hands shaking. Envelope between us like a sealed verdict. Daniel even. Reviewed the claim. Settle full today. Sign non-contact or filings to HOA and club ethics. Tiffany cracked laugh. Blackmail. Daniel. Options. One restores order. The other, exposure your call. Watched her jaw fight panic. Jeffrey reached for the pen. Whisper. We'll pay. End this. Checkbook opened. Signature slid soft as snow but heavy AF. Both signed non-contact. Done, I stood. Tiffany looked up. Fury, disbelief, tremble. How could you do this to family? Met her eyes. Family doesn't steal and call it tradition. Jeffrey mouth opened. Nothing. Man who said don't make things worse. Sat mute while mess imploded. Turned to Daniel. Finished? Nod. Walked out. Winter air hit clean. Courthouse clock rang distant. Later, Dad solo. Small cafe by the water. Same lake mirroring old heartbreaks. Looked ancient. No Tiffany. No facade. I'm sorry. Should have protected you, coward. Sipped coffee. Believe you're sorry. Forgiveness ain't free. Want anything with me? Just us. No them. No stories. No names. Nodded slow, each motion costing breath. Understood. Stood, left money for my cup. Old habit. Pause, took it back. Nah, you got this one. Outside, lake wind, cut sharp, clean. Felt lighter. Not happy, not sad. Done. That night, cottage reset. New number, new locks. HOA guest list wiped burden of memories flipped to asset. Steady, neutral. Signed winter lease to corporate client next morning. Let the house earn, not ache. Before bouncing, hung the pine cone by the door. Ritual, caught sunrise, threw it back gold. One thought anchored deep. Families built on image crumble when the wallet snaps shut. Mistake access for affection. Rep for love. Stop paying. You see who was really in. But yo, this ain't the end of Maya's glow up. It's the trailer. I turned that villa into a cash cow, rented it to execs who paid triple and never asked for my soul. Built a side hustle flipping lakeside Airbnbs, stacked enough to launch my own decor line, pine cone ornaments that light up, each one a middle finger to the past dad. We grab coffee sometimes, no baggage. The rest? Radio silence, and it slaps. I'm not the invisible chick anymore. I'm the boss who writes her own rules, owns her peace, and keeps the receipts. So tell me, fam, what's the moment you snapped your own invisible chain? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every single one. Let's keep the convo lit because your story might just be the spark someone needs to flip their script. Peace out. Stay savage.